Hi, we're looking at Piano Method Level 1B, pages 16 and 17. This is the theme from Palavetzian Dances. This is actually an ensemble piece. They talk about this ensemble application for multiple people to play at the same time. So one person would play part A, for example, right hand, left hand, all the way through these lines, and a different person would play part B at the same time. They fit together. From here into the next page. And then a third person could play part C. We're just going to cover parts A and B. Obviously, if you don't have a partner who you can play with in the same space, it's a little harder. But my idea is I will, as we run through this, I'll record each part. And then if you practice the opposite part, it should fit together. So just taking a look at what happens with part A. They talk about the right hand being in D position, left hand in middle C position. So your thumbs are next to each other, and I'll show you that in a second. And then beyond that is just reading a lot of different note values. You've got sharps, naturals, flats. Some of those things pop in here. A lot of it, though, is making sure that you're counting accurately. Usually when music is printed, the longer notes, you'll see more space behind them. This music, when they printed this, they didn't do that very accurately. So for example, the first measure, you got one beat, this 2 beats. Usually that should be a bigger space so you can kind of see that longer hold. So they're not really doing that. Same thing here. That's 3 beats. It's really compressed, so it's hard to see. So when you hit stuff like this, just make sure you're counting it out. 3, and so this is the 4th beat, right, where that note lands. So just watch for that. Same with like this measure 1 and 2 and 3, and then the right hand is 4, the left hand is the and, because these are 8th notes, right? So just watch for places like that. There's some ties, right, into the next line. You've got some flats, places where the left hand's alone, and again, watch for the long held beats. Those are really important. Otherwise, it's just coordinating. Definitely practice one hand at a time first. And then the other hand, and then put them together. I think it'll pretty much make sense. What I'd like to look at is these left hand intervals, just really quickly, just to make sure they make sense, because you've got a F sharp and a C natural. So on the piano, it'll look like this. Here's your middle C, your F sharp is here, right? The next thing is a B and F, right? And that should be right here. Right, in the next line you have G and C, and then G and B flat. So definitely play inside so you can find these black keys relatively easily. Out here, then you really have to run to find the black keys. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. So I'd like to just play through part A. Oh, one other thing that also says at the beginning, play both hands 1 octave higher. And the idea for that is because this is mostly the melody, the right hand part, it's just bringing it higher. So when you play it with the part B, then they don't clash, right? Then you can hear the melody on top. So let's do that. I'm going to put this my device up here so you can see my hands. So this is where your right hand would have been, but instead of being there, you're going to be up an octave, which is here. And your left hand is the middle C position below that. So your thumbs are next to each other, like that. But again, slide in, you've got some black keys coming up. Okay, so nice and steady. 1, 2, ready, go. 2, 3, 4. Third line, 1, 2, 3. Slowing down. All right, so hopefully part A makes sense. There's that fermata at the end, just hold it for a while. So into part B, just a quick look at where that is. This is all about just keeping it steady. You've got pretty much the same rhythmic pattern almost all the time. Left hand, then right hand, then together, right? First beat, second beat, hold the third beat, and then the fourth beat play. Right hand is largely intervals, right? 2 notes at the same time. Left hand is 1 note pretty much all the way through. Into the next page, you again have some sharps, naturals, flats, right? So watch for those. Oh, that one, that D flat, it's a weird interval. It looks funny. It feels funny. It's a D and flatting that, so it's to the left, right? Sounds kind of funny too. Yeah. Otherwise, not too, actually not as hard as the A part, right? So part B is a little simpler, just keeping it steady. So in C position, this is regular C position. I'm going to stick this up here again so you can see it and move it over a little bit. All right, so here. And if you play it with somebody else, if you have someone in your house you want to play it with, you could have them actually move down an octave. That way both of you could fit on the piano, but we're just going to play it right here. Okay, 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3. Next page, 1, 2, 3, 4. Slowing down, 3, 4, and then a hold. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. Together it sounds about like this. Right, so it's pretty nice. So as you practice, just practice each part, and then once you get used to it, you can practice with me playing the opposite part, and then you can hear both parts together. Okay, hopefully that works out. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.